All right, let's jump right on into Ant. So for me, GJ on the 4 hour, the flow is still bullish. And I say that because, let me just write it out this time. Higher lows, maintain an uptrend. Yeah. So this is just facts. Higher lows, maintain an uptrend. And where is it that I'm seeing these higher lows? Bearish, bullish, support. It's a higher low. This is a low, but this is a higher low. And that's what makes it a higher low. So once you start to see that pattern form, you're like, okay, bearish, bullish. So this is the last level of support that I have here, is this level of support. So I marked it off. And the main thing that I would be looking for here is just a simple break of resistance. And once I see that or something that starts happening before a break, like a higher low formed on the 30-minute or something, or a really nice engulfing on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, something like that, then that would be my signal to enter in. But you know, ideally the break is what we would want to see, just to be sure. And so we could say, so I already said in the last video that I think up here is more like my target, but damn, look how the 61.8 just matches up with everything. And this is actually like a fib going in the other direction. That's interesting. So your take profit could be here for your first take profit if you're going to go into buys after a break, if it happens, or it could be up here. Or you can exit when you start to see either the 30-minute start to break support, because I was in buys earlier, but once I saw, so again, high lows maintaining uptrend, bearish, bullish, was a double bottom, bearish, bullish. I had this, seen this, then I saw how this was, you know, forming, and then that was pretty much making a lower high at the same time. So I understood that, okay, if the 30-minute broke, that just means that the 4 hour didn't break. It just means that the 30-minute broke. And that means it's liable to come at least up to here, or even, you know, test it, do whatever it wants to do. So I'm gonna just get out of the trade. And when I see price for break, then I'll, you know, enter in for some buys. That might happen in New York though, you know, be like that. So that's what I think about GJ for the moment. We can even add a little counter trend line based off of, you know, point A, point B. For gold, so gold actually, and this is, it's crazy. So this ended up being tested because it's not bullish, it's bullish, bearish. So that means it's a tested candle. It wasn't technically a higher high, so it wasn't even liable to give us a higher, to continue to this target level. But for the moment, we have gold is currently in this, in this phase, right? So we know that once we were fine, we break this level. This means that now we're looking for a lower high to then make a lower low. So I'm expecting something like that, you know. There's going to be, well, I assume that there's going to be some sort of bullish movement that'll happen in this range. It'll be like a 30-minute candle, a 30-minute resistance, or some really clear resistance being broken. And then that would start what I would assume is like the beginning of this counter trend right here, you know, or because, oh yeah, technically we're still, you know, in all of this. If you wanted to be a really good girl, honestly, you could wait for 4 hours to create resistance and then break it. But that could be like in a few days time. But if you do wait for that, at least, you know, it's going to be wherever that does end up happening, you're going to have a really nice reward all the way up here for the first take profit, right? So price could end up all the way down here, You know, it could even be something like this, which I wouldn't be surprised if it does. It could be something like that. But again, we have to see. If price were to just like dive right here, I would be cool with taking buys and not even waiting for. I would wait for a 4-hour resistance to be created and then broken, but I wouldn't wait for it to be a structure point because this is the 100% level, right? It was kind of like the same situation when price got to this zone. To me, it was past 100% level. Actually, no, this was 100% level. So it was just like, you know, you kind of can like take entries earlier than if it was just a normal lower high. Anyhow, yeah, so let's see how it's looking. And she's doing a lot. The last, let's see. Yeah, point A, point B. Yeah, so honestly, it could come all the way down to the 100% zone and still be cool, or even like 88 point. You know, it's just, it's doing what it's doing. Right now, gold is bearish on the smaller time frames because the lower highs are being maintained. And it's also bearish on the 4-hour in a way. So, and GU, I think because it's also the dollar, it actually broke this 4-hour level yesterday. You could have seen it on like even this time frame right here. It was, I think, also the 38.2 level on the fib. So that's why I'm saying like it can hit the 38.2 and like continue bearish if I wanted to. There you go, right here. All right, so we made a lower high. I mean a lower low so far. So that was 38.2. It didn't even come up to the 61.8 area, but at the same time, you never know, it could. But yeah, lower highs are being maintained again on the 4-hour. I should probably make this known that it's a structure point. The target is right here. And UCAD played out really nice how I assumed it would yesterday. You see, you have your, so you know everything's bullish bearish, so resistance is being maintained, resistance is being maintained. This is the last resistance that's maintained before we have this massive spike. You could have entered after and the engulfing right here to assume, okay, since, you know, like bearish bullish, that was the last higher low. And while price was coming down, you could be like, okay, if I see an engulfing, I think I could enter as long as it doesn't pass this low right here. And you would have been right and you would have been up. All right, that would have been a really, really cool trade. But yeah, just keep an eye out for GJ, because she could really do something. She could really do something today. You never know.